to tell a story about a trip that I made in December. I went up to the Findhorn Foundation in Scotland for a retreat. And this is a story of the journey there and the journey back, rather than the actual retreat. So I got a train on the Thursday morning at 7 o'clock, and as the train left Liverpool station, I knew that I was on the wrong train. I was on the slow train to Wigan, which meant that all my connections to the Highlands of Scotland were all completely scuppered. So I spent the day getting advice from railway staff and so on, all incredibly helpful, which meant that I was only half an hour late to my final destination, and I didn't have to buy another ticket, which was great. But what I also discovered was that I had forgotten my return ticket. I lost my return ticket. I didn't know where it was. I certainly didn't have it with me in Scotland. So at the first workshop on the Saturday, I put out a general call for anybody who might live anywhere near Liverpool or in the north of England who might be able to help me, give me a lift home. No response. And then I discovered one of the women in my room, who I shared a room with, was in Edinburgh, and she offered to give me a lift to Edinburgh. So I thought, well, yeah, I'll do that. I won't buy another train ticket just yet. I'll see how this pans out. And in fact, I tried to buy another train ticket. I went online, couldn't get anywhere. The website was down, nothing. I phoned the train line to see if I could get another copy of my tickets, but they said no, they weren't allowed to do that. So I was like, well, okay, I'm not going to worry about this too much. A number of people were quite amused at how calm I was, that I didn't have a train ticket home, and that I was going to trust to see what would happen. I think I was kind of basing that on, this must be happening for a reason, as I base much of my life now. And I was telling one of the women at the retreat about this situation, and she was laughing at me, and she said, oh, let's make it even more interesting. When you tell the story, try and get in these 3 words. And the words were ostrich, paperclip and pudding. Shortly afterwards, I was talking to the other woman that I shared my room with, and she gave me her business card. She's an artist. She used to be a Buddhist nun, and I was amazed to discover that not only did she used to be a Buddhist nun, but she lived for a year at Gampo Abbey, which is the centre where Pema Chodron is the leader, and this woman actually cooked for Pema Chodron, which I just thought was amazing. But anyway, I digress. She gave me her business card. In the middle of her business card was a small painting of an ostrich. I was shocked and amused to discover this. End of the retreat, I got my lift to Edinburgh, and I shared the back of the car with this woman, the artist, and she spent a lot of the journey talking to me about her mother, her reunion with her mother after many years, and also how she was able to be with her mother as she was terminally ill, and subsequently as she was dying. I do believe that the reason that I didn't have my train ticket was so that I could sit in the back of that car and hold that woman's hand and listen and honour the story that she told me about her mother. I do really believe that. And when I got to Edinburgh, I got to the station, I went to the ticket office. I met a lovely man who told me that I could get a refund on my ticket if I could find it. So, of course, I got back to Liverpool on a mission to find the lost, or the ticket. I decided, having looked through my office and not found it, I decided that the only place that it could be was in the recycling bin. So I went out to the alley at the back of my house and opened our recycling bin, which was completely full, as one would expect. So I spread the newspapers around and I tipped the recycling bin up, got out all the bulk of the stuff, sifted through it, determined that I was going to find this ticket. There were some bits of stuff left in the bin, and the only way that I could get to the bits left was to crawl into the bin, because they're huge bins. So I decided to do it. I crawled into the bin, and yes, I found my golden ticket. Well, actually it was tickets. And lo and behold, they were all neatly paper-clipped together in the original envelope sent from the British Rail, whatever. So that just had me laughing hysterically and dancing up and down the alley and singing, "I found my ticket, I found my ticket." I was just in absolute, just hysterics. I thought it was so funny to find the paperclip as well. So that is my story of my lost ticket. I didn't come across a pudding, so I didn't get all 3 words, but I think 2 out of 3 isn't bad. And it's just a story that will always stay with me. Obviously, there's lots of other stories about the retreat that I'll maybe tell in the future. But for me, the story of the lost ticket will stay with me as a trusting that all will be well, and it was. Thank you.